let me start this quick review off by saying that I genuinely do not know how to explain what I just saw, but I'll try my best. It is 1:30 a.m. on July 31st, I mean. And I just got out of the theater about an hour ago from seeing Oppenheimer. Let me just tell you, right? This movie is astounding. It's phenomenal. It is amazing in every single way, shape, and form. Um, and I think the best way to describe that, I think of all the words that I just used, I think the best word to describe this movie is terrifying. And why is that? It's because, right, the reason why this movie I feel is terrifying is because it shows the effects of the atomic bomb and what that could what what that looks like in the wrong hands, and it how humanity can just destroy itself, right? It's honestly terrifying. Now, to get into like the nitty gritty of the movie as well, I'm gonna start off with the performances. Every single performance in this movie was phenomenal. Every single person in this movie, what like a lot of, at least most of the actors in this movie, whether it be like, you know, 2 3 minutes of screen time and dialogue, or you're Killian Murphy, um, they killed it in every single way, shape, and form. Even freaking, the guy who played Roderick, right, in Diary of a Wimpy Kid, even he did a really good job in this role, right. Every single one of these people killed it. There wasn't a singular bad performance. But if I had to highlight a couple, right, if I had to highlight at least three, I would highlight Killian Murphy, Emily Blunt, and Robert Downey Jr. Emily Blunt, I didn't expect. I actually didn't hear much about her role in the movie going into it, but she was probably the most surprising of this movie, because Emily Blunt, I've seen her on a decent amount of stuff before, but I don't think I've ever thought of Emily Blunt as like somebody that could do a role like this. Then once again, I don't actively watch a lot of the movies that Emily Blunt is in, because a decent amount of the movies that she's in are movies that I'm not personally interested in. But she does a really good job in this role, playing this, this like lady that just has no like emotion or remorse. It's crazy, honestly. Like, of course she does have emotion, but it's like there's like no remorse behind that, and it honestly is kind of scary, right? And then you get to Killian Murphy, who, after watching Killian Murphy in movies like 28 Days Later, and Dark Knight trilogy, and Dunkirk, and especially Sunshine and Peaky Blinders, those two are absolutely phenomenal, which I do have to make a quick review on. I didn't expect him to surpass any of those performances, but he did. I think Killian Murphy in this movie is absolutely phenomenal at playing this character that is ambitious and problematic at times, but like very ambitious, and is like larger than life, larger than the world. But when he achieves what he's been achieving for a long time, he realizes that the thing that he made in the wrong hands could be, it could kill everybody. It could kill us all. It's in having to deal with the blood on the hand of him, like the blood of all the people that died at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, having to deal with that on his hands, and the guilt, and then the trial as well, was like, just seeing his acting range was just phenomenal. And then, of course, I have to talk about the trial. I have to talk about Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. was by far the best part of this movie, because I think I heard some Oscar buzz coming from Robert Downey Jr. going into it. I was like, I'm sure it'll be good. I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll blow my expectations. And I watched the movie, and I was like, he's phenomenal, right? He's here to tell you that he is not just Iron Man. He can be a really really good actor, right? Right? You have like this character that it's like the best way I describe it in like recent times. If you've watched this, Hamilton, it's like a Oppenheimer and Strauss is like a Hamilton Burr relationship in a way. where it's just like Strauss is like this character that is like so nice and positive towards Oppenheimer at the start and gave him a lot, and then is like embarrassed in front of a lot of the scientific community, um, and then at some point, Einstein won't talk to him after what Oppenheimer said to him. It is crazy, and like that revenge plot at the end of the movie, it was like the revenge plot at the end of the movie, and RDJ's acting when he realized like he had lost, and it was honestly amazing and mind blowing and shaky. It scared me, right? It was a scary performance. Last but not least, well, not technically last but not least, because actually before I get to that part, music in this movie is phenomenal. The music is amazing. I don't quite remember who composed it. I know what they've done. Uh, Ludwig Göransson is what I think I pronounced that wrong. But of course, I think when I've heard the music he's done, my mind, because he did the music for Black Panther, Creed, and then Tenet and Oppenheimer, the last two Christopher Nolan movies, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I think this is his best score yet. Let me talk about the last thing I want to talk about, the Trinity test. The Trinity test was insane because it's like everything that could go, like even though you know what happens because we're still alive to this day, everything that could go wrong, like it's like exaggerated. There's so much on the line, and the build up, like that 20-minute build up towards the Trinity test or something like that, was genuinely scary because you see them testing the bombs, like heard them testing the bombs, and you see this in an IMAX. I didn't see I saw like a fake IMAX, like it was IMAX but not really. It wasn't like the true IMAX, right? But it was still IMAX regardless. It's a loud movie. Like it is a very loud movie. The music is very loud. That like, it is just a loud movie, and you hear the bombs and the shockwave, right? And the boom from the bombs. It is crazy loud. So you get to the Trinity test, you're scared of how loud that's gonna be. That combined with the stakes is, um, keeps you on the edge of your seat. You gotta feel like you hold on to something, which is what me and my friends did. We just kind of held on to the movie, held onto our seats and stuff like that, right? Then you get to the when they press the button, right, and it's silent for like a minute and a half, and then you hear the boom, like while they're like realizing that everything went right, and then you hear the boom, and it is honestly crazy. That delay is phenomenal. It's one of the best moments I've seen in the theater. It's honestly amazing. So yeah, to conclude this not so quick review on Oppenheimer, go see it on the biggest screen you can. Um, it's one of my favorite. It's probably my movie of the year. I think it's my movie of the year thus far, even over like Mission Impossible, and John Wick, and Spider Verse, and Flash for me at least. But it's my movie of the year. See it on the biggest screen you can. You will not be disappointed. It's one of my favorite Christopher Nolan movies that I've seen thus far. At the very least, it's top three. Um, yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about this movie. It's a 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Goodbye.